here we are again in a situation where the defense for the Arizona Cardinals needs to lead them if they want to win a game. Let's discuss.
You are Locked On Cardinals, your daily Arizona Cardinals podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Cardinals, Alex Clancy here, doing a game preview today because we've got crossover Thursday with Corbin Smith of Locked On Seahawks tomorrow. So it's a little flipsies this week because the Cardinals play on Thursday night. So that's exciting. Keys to victory, final segment, as always. The offense can't play it safe. I'll explain what I mean next segment. But first, defense must lead again. And unlike years past, it's not a terrible position to be in, even though it's not ideal. Ninth season hosting this lovely show, 15th year in sports media, and fool me 9 times. Why was I shocked that we are where we are right now? With a lot of questions and not as many answers as you'd like very early into a season surrounding this team. Well, at least there was actual evidence to show that you thought that things would be in more lockstep than they are right now going into the 2025 season with what we saw in its entirety since the end of last season. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5 if your bet wins. You'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Thank you, everydayers. This is your first listen to Locked On Cardinals. Thank you. Maybe make tomorrow your second. We're in for a doozy tomorrow night. We don't know what that means yet, but we're in for a damn doozy one way or the other. Like, putting this into perspective for the Cardinals specifically. If the Cardinals beat the Seahawks in any way, however they scored more points than the Seahawks by the zero numbers on the clock at the end of the game, it almost erases what we saw last week. Almost. Now, obviously, you can't erase James Conner being injured, but it almost erases it. Cancels it out. The Cardinals be 3-1. And it doesn't matter how you get to 10 wins, you just got to get to 10 wins. If they lose, there's a couple things that could happen. One, if it's close, it's kind of like, well, sucks, but 2-2 is not terrible. They just got to stack some wins. If they lose 27-13 at home, it's like, yeah, we're going to have some uncomfortable conversations here. So those are kind of the 3 options. Which one's going to happen? I have no idea what the hell is going to happen tomorrow night. It's going to be bonkers. It's going to be bonkers. What I do know is, though, the defense has to lead. They spent all the money in the offseason, all the draft capital. Will Johnson didn't practice. Walter Nolan obviously still on the shelf. But the defense, as constructed right now with healthy players, is more than equipped to go toe-to-toe with any offense in the NFL. And I think that's pretty safe to say. Obviously, you want to have Garrett Williams out there. Obviously, you want to have Will Johnson out there. But this team isn't going to get boat raced by an offense. So with that, this is on probably the most trusted coach the Arizona Cardinals have right now in Nick Rallis. Trusted by fans, trusted by, some media members. People are calling for Jonathan Gannon, which I think is ridiculous. But obviously the most trusted coordinator as compared to Drew Petzing. He's got to cook up something nasty. Nick Rallis does. When you have Sam Darnold, who when he has time can pick you apart. We saw it all year last year, and we're seeing it to start this year. You've got 2 healthy backs in Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. You've got the best wide receiver in the NFL through 3 weeks this year, numbers-wise, in Jackson Smith-Njigba. You've got Cooper Kupp, who's been a Cardinals killer. Like, they've got people. The best way for the defense to get the Seahawks offense off their axis is what I call cutting the head off the snake. Nick Rallis has to be special with the blitzes that he cooks up. That's where the Cardinals can get an edge. And yeah, it'll definitely make the secondary's job more difficult. But what we found through 3 weeks is we severely underestimated the off-ball backer position. I knew Mac Wilson was good. He's gotten better every year he's been here, and now he's just popped. He's been great. And Akeem Davis-Gaither has been very good. So when you've got, 6 dudes back there, depending on scheme, depending on personnel that's on the field, like, you can rush. Well, it wouldn't be 6. Yeah, you can rush 5. You can hammer home 6 and just hope that they get home. Like, the thing for the Cardinals this year with the pass rush is the sack numbers are low, but they've almost gotten home so many times. They've almost taken the quarterback down so many times. It's wild how they didn't sack Bryce Young more. It's wild how they didn't sack Spencer Rattler more. They have to back Jones a couple times, but, like, that's how you rattle Sam Darnold. You get in his kitchen. You get him off his metronome of an offense. You get him, listening to jazz and not the waltz. And the Cardinals, for the first time, like, I've done this segment so many times. I've done this segment so many times over the last 5 or 6 years, especially. But this is the first time the defense can actually execute it at a level that can keep the Cardinals' not so great offense right now in games. The Cardinals' defense has done their job through 3 weeks. Like, they really only gave up 9 points in Carolina. Like, the rest was just the rest. 13 in New Orleans, 16 last week, which, is painful to say. Should have been 23, but their defense held up on that goal line stand. The defense has done their part so much more in the offense, obviously, this year so far. And they got to do it again. And they got to have their best game of the year. Fair? Yeah. It's fair to ask that of the defense because that's all the attention was paid on the defense this offseason. And I'll talk about the offense in the next segment, but there's a path for the offense to level up tomorrow as well. And if both of those things happen, the Arizona Cardinals can definitely win. If 80% of both of those things happen, the Arizona Cardinals can definitely win. But if the Cardinals think they can score 13 points and beat the Seahawks, it ain't going to happen. I mean, unless we see, Thursday Night Football throwback, the 9-6 overtime game, it's pretty much ended Stephen Hauschka's career because he missed so many kicks. I don't see that happening. At this point, and we can move to the offense in a second. At this point, at least you're putting the game plan, in Nick Rallis' hands, who seems to be trusted implicitly by fans and media members alike. Instead of, hey, Drew, you got to go put up a 30-burger. At least, like, the defense is where the lead must come from. It's a better place to be in, at least right now. The offense can't play it safe. James Conner's out. Dink and dunk. They can't play it safe. I'll explain what I mean exactly by that next Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda crafts cars for those who do more than simply move. From footwork to breathwork, athletes sweat all the details, man. Mazda brings the same attention to how we craft every model. You can feel Japanese craftsmanship in every detail, from the metallic accents to available Napa leather upholstery. You can make everyday drives feel like anything but, from smooth handling to intuitive control. With all-wheel drive standard in every crossover SUV, you can drive with confidence through almost every season. And on top of it all, Mazda delivers confidence with every ride, with more IHS Top Safety Picks Plus awards than anyone else as of last month. Like our players, we sweat every detail because when you make every movement count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda. Move and be moved. Please go to the YouTube channel. Search Locked In Arizona Cardinals. Hit that subscribe button, man. You know the drill. 2 notifications up. If you want to go leave a review where reviews are left, that'd be awesome. But I'm just happy that you're here. It's still a little tough. It's a little tough to rationally explain what happened last week. Like, it's like a slow, like, car crash. It's like, oh no, it's actually going to happen. Oh, this person's not going to turn. It's like, is this really how this is going to happen? Like against Carolina, where it's like, oh, there's no way the Cardinals are recovering this onside kick. It was like that in the 2-minute drill, regardless of how good the defense played. The 2-minute drill by Mac Jones at the end of the game, it's like, oh, the Cardinals are going to lose, huh? Oh, yeah. This is it. It's crazy. So I don't know, like, theoretically speaking, philosophically, mentally speaking, if it's better that the Cardinals are playing on a short week where it's like, oh, it's still fresh, so that's added motivation, or it's still fresh, it's like, oh, yuck. And the mentals are going to be off a little bit. You'd expect not, but who the hell knows? There is one thing that I said on the Cardinal Squad show last night, and check it out if you haven't. It was a good show. That if the Cardinals go 3 and out on their first offensive possession, you're going to hear boos right away. Like, it's going to be immediate. And rightfully so, I guess. With that in mind, not as the impetus or jet fuel for, but with that in mind, the offense can't play it safe. Like, the fact that Kyler Murray threw the ball 35 times and averaged less than 5 yards an attempt, can't do it. Can't do it. The intermediate routes, the long sweeping out routes that Kyler Murray is so good at placing the ball, either it's in the hands of the Arizona Cardinals receiver or off the fingertips and out of bounds. Like, the balls aren't getting intercepted, which is difficult for out routes. You got to have really, really strong arm strength to get it out there. But, like, that's his sweet spot. It doesn't have to be 30 yards down the field or a dump off. Like, that's the thing that's so frustrating at times. It's like, yeah, it'd be great to catch, 40-yard chunk plays down the field or get pass interference called, which, has helped the Cardinals move the ball, especially they scored their touchdown via that last week. But I'd rather Kyler Murray, like, let's put it this way. I discussed this a little bit yesterday, but of the 35 quote-unquote pass attempts Kyler Murray has, like 25 of them are actual pass attempts. The rest are just extension of the run game. Like, 3 yards turnaround is not a pass. Like, you want to see the ball move down the field, not necessarily in chunk plays, but 10, 12, 13 yards, crossing routes, posts, slants, whatever it is, to get the ball moving forward instead of having a wide receiver run, turn around, and then catch the ball and get tackled right away. I'd much rather Kyler Murray be 20 for 27 for 260 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. I think he's so scared to throw interceptions that you just take the easy dump down. It's like, dude, Kyler Murray at his best throwing the ball is too talented to be kind of put in this, cocoon of just, oh, nope, take the open receiver that's right beyond the line of scrimmage. I don't know if that's scheme. I don't know if that's direction. I can't imagine that that's what he's being directed to do. That's what people are saying. It's like, come on, man. There's no way. Why would they, by choice, have this be the variation of the offense that you want? Well, they don't trust him. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. I don't believe that they don't trust him. I 100% do not believe it. So they need to take some chances, like real chances. Like, continue, push the ball down the field. And it doesn't, like, if it doesn't work, you pivot. If Kyler Murray throws 3 interceptions, you pivot. But, geez, man, like, Kyler Murray is one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. Just use him. Use him. And with that, getting Marvin involved, and I've talked about this for a month, really all offseason. It's like, get him involved immediately. Get him involved immediately. Immediately. Like, first play, wide receiver screen, Marvin Harrison Jr. Hell, put Trey McBride and Tip Ryman on the field at the same time to block, or Michael Wilson and Trey McBride. Get him involved immediately. Force teams to have to cover him, like, with more than one dude. It'll open up so much. It'll open up Trey McBride. It'll open up Trey Benson catching the ball out of the backfield. It'll open up so many other things. But you got to do better. You got to do better, man. Like, this is something that, as I mentioned early in the show, like, this is going to get very serious very quickly if the Arizona Cardinals can't put up 20 points, at least on Thursday. It's going to get very serious very quickly. And, you know, this is purely hypothetical. You know, I did a full segment on this during the offseason when it was still kind of list season. Bleacher Report had trades that should be made before the season started. And they had the Cardinals trading a second-round pick for Tyreek Hill. It's like, okay, so to me right now with this offense, it's not the talent on the field. It's just the offense as a whole. I mean, sure, like, obviously Tyreek Hill will make the offense better, but it's like, are you confident that they'd be able to get him the ball in open space? Like, there is something at a DNA level of this offense that just isn't working. And the best way to get out of that funk, huck it. Go. Take chances. Like, do something completely different than what you've done. The antithesis, the opposite of what you've done. Do that. And then self-edit. Do that and then self-edit. Because if the Cardinals have this complacent look, and I'm not saying that the organization and the team is complacent and that they're happy with how the offense is being played. Obviously, that's not the case. The only thing that's bigger than having a problem is not knowing the root of that problem. And I don't know if they know the root of the problem. If you're pointing fingers at multiple things, you don't know the root of the problem. And that's not great. That's not fantastic. With Seattle coming in, one of the better defenses in the NFL through the first 3 weeks or so, Leonard Williams and Byron Murphy up front. Leonard Williams has terrorized Kyler Murray. We'll see if Paris Johnson Jr. plays, which would be a huge bump up. We'll see if Will Hernandez is active. I'm not sure. Isaiah Adams played pretty well last week. Jonah Williams had one of his best games as a Cardinal last week. Beach played pretty well, filling in for Paris. But this is going to have to be a game where Kyler Murray just takes over. And I'm okay with a couple errant throws, a turnover. Like, if that means it allows for them to mature and not play so scared offensively, who cares? It's a net win. The offense must lead, or the defense must lead, and the offense can't play it safe. If both of those things happen, the Cardinals can win. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. What are the keys to victory? I'll discuss them next. This episode of Locked On Cardinals is brought to you by FanDuel. NFL season, we're in week 4, okay? It's crazy. Almost the first full month of football is gone. It's crazy. FanDuel's making sure you're ready for, week 4 with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Again, new customers can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets across the app. You want to throw in a single game parlay for the Cardinals Thursday night? The line wildly shifted from the Cardinals being favorite to the Seahawks being favorite yesterday. And you can get whatever side of the action you want on FanDuel. It makes every game more exciting, whether you're watching the Cardinals or the Seahawks or just keeping an eye on your fantasy lineup. And it's quick, easy, and the best way to add a little more energy to Thursdays and Sundays and every game, every day, football is being played. So you're ready to play? Download the FanDuel app right now by going to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5. Yeah. Please go to the YouTube channel, search Locked On Arizona Cardinals. Hit that subscribe button, man. Hit it. So Thursday night after the game, I'll be going live for 15 minutes. And then I'll be going live for 15 minutes, and then the Cardinal Squad show immediately following. It's going to be a late night, but we'll be here with you, hopefully discussing the Cardinals moving to 3-1. What are the keys to victory? One, I know this goes a little bit against what I just said, but not necessarily. The Cardinals need to win the turnover battle. Ideally, they open up the offense and Kyler doesn't turn the ball over. That's the ideal. The ideal is the Cardinals can get to Sam Darnold and force turnovers. They've had 3 in the last 2 weeks, which is good, but it can be better. And I know being down Garrett Williams, I know being down Will Johnson kind of makes it a little bit more difficult naturally. Rabbit Taylor Deverson had a pick last week. But when Rabbit intercepted the ball last week, it's that feels different. It's we've been so not used to the Cardinals being takeaway machines. Then when it happens, it's oh yeah, that's what that feels like. And we saw it naturally in the first 2 series against Carolina, but it's just a different thing. Giving the offense more possessions is something that will benefit an offense that's struggling. So obviously the turnover battle. Jackson Smith-Njigba cannot go 12 for 180 and 2 touchdowns. He's been a target monster. He's been a reception monster. He's been a yardage monster through the first couple of weeks. You got to kind of make Cooper Kupp beat you here. And then luckily, neither Kenneth Walker nor Zach Charbonnet have that electric breakaway speed. But Zach Charbonnet will bruise you on the interior. And Kenneth Walker's good out of the backfield. He's one of the better backs in the league when he's healthy. Them collectively, it's a nightmare if you can't stop them. They've been okay against the run so far. There hasn't been that ridiculous you can't stop the run game, which is good. The defensive front has really leveled up. But when you look at the defensive homework task for this Cardinals defense, it's going to be a doozy. It's going to be a doozy, especially if the offense isn't producing. The offense isn't producing, and the Cardinals defense is tasked and responsible for turning the ball over so the Cardinals can have a short field to hopefully get in the end zone. It's going to be a tough watch and a tough conversation at the end of this game. Final key to victory for the Cardinals. This offense cannot play scared. They can't. It looked like a scared team this entire season, pretty much, except for those that I've talked about multiple times. Those 3 drives against Carolina, 2 to end the half, and then 1 to start the half. It's been super blah. It's been super blah. It's they've got, they're running at full speed, and they've got a parachute attached to their back that's slowing them down. They're fighting against themselves. And listen, I have full confidence in Trey Benson just coming in and ripping. Full confidence. This was the plan. Obviously not for James Conner to get hurt. Obviously you never want to see anybody get hurt. But this was the plan. And it's time to implement said plan. I have no problem him getting 25 touches. This is... I don't think, because of last week was so gross and this is so immediate, being less than 100 hours later, I don't think people understand yet how grave this situation is, how serious this situation is tomorrow night. If the Cardinals lose in a convincing fashion, conversations that I thought would have been had in week 15, if things weren't going well, could start to be had Friday morning. And of course, it depends on what happens, how it looks, etc. I don't feel confident picking the Cardinals in this game. If the Cardinals want to show themselves and everybody else that it's been kind of fluky so far this season offensively, go put up a 30-burger and win the game. They've got all the opportunity in the world with the James Conner touches now no longer there to spray it around to Marv and others. Show some life in the offense. Let the defense do their job. Complement each other. And go win a football game. This is as close to a gotta-have-it game early in a season. It's not because their playoff chances are dashed and they're not going to move to like 1-3 or something like that. But the gotta-have-it game for proof of concept for this coaching staff and this roster and this organization, it's as close to gotta-have-it as you can get. Locked On Cardinals, your team every day. Tomorrow, crossover Thursday with Corbin Smith from Locked On Seahawks. Following the game, 15 minutes of me, instant reaction, followed by the full Cardinal squad show. Locked On Cardinals. Remember, without you, there is no me. I'll talk to you tomorrow.